He's got a kind of... It's so bright.
Yeah, it's my...
He's got a kind of universal quality to him, because he's going through what most teenagers go through at the age of 18 or that kind of age when you're leaving school and there's a huge pressure on you to go to university.
I'm James Sveck. I'm 17, and I don't like to talk that much. My parents think I'm crazy. I have a father who's having plastic surgery. Oh my God, Dad! A mother whose marriage lasts barely a weekend.
Mom fully waited for me to fall asleep.
A sister, she is writing her memoirs at the age of 23. You want to explain your face?
I'm envisioning the cover of my memoir.
That's the most important part of any book. The cover.
I think James just suffers from being too smart, and he can't. I say suffer because he can't quite assimilate with other people really easily, and some people can just let go and dance and be free, and you know, like literally dance. I don't mean dance in the metaphorical sense. I mean actually dancing. He finds quite difficult. Some people are very easy at letting go and not being so self-aware, and James suffers from being really smart and not being quite capable of just letting himself just be.
And it's true, it's a story where everybody, the young people and the adults, they are not so adults, are looking for an identity, which I think is a theme typical of our era, of the period we live in, especially with the crisis that the world is facing today. And so the search of identity is more urgent than maybe some years ago.
People always talk about their lives, but their lives just aren't that interesting. You should only say something if it's interesting, or absolutely has to be said. I have nothing interesting to say. And you think I'm the one who needs a shrink?
She's not a shrink.
I mean, everybody's either a teenager, has been a teenager, or has a teenage son or daughter. So I think there's everyone can see themselves or someone else that they know or someone that they're related to in that stage of your life when you're just terrified, really scared of fitting in.
I don't have any goals. I'm only 17. I mean, how am I supposed to know what I'm going to do with my life? I told you, I'm not going. What else did my mother tell you?
So complicated. He thinks everything. He just thinks everything is so important, and that everything won't be all right.
And it will be.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's the kind of message that the film conveys, is that probably everything will be okay.
Toby is very alike the character of James, the role of in the film. He's a tender boy. Very intelligent, very deep, very sensitive, and also a little isolated. No, he lives his own life, like many teenagers today.
Well, your mother told me that she's worried about you. She feels you're antisocial and lonely.
Just because you're alone doesn't necessarily mean you're lonely. Things would be so much easier if I was a dog. Put some shoes on and try being a human being.
He just wants to live a really simple life and just read books and doesn't see the need to buy into all this rubbish and crap in especially with teenagers. He's got a problem with his peers. He just thinks they're all idiots, which is not fair. I think he is being a little bit unfair there.
The novel on which the film is based had a very precise psychology of all the characters. But then facing actors such as Masaki Harden, Ellen Burstyn or Lucy Liu, I think they add something to the original novel, to the original screenplay, because they add their own personality. For instance, Masaki Harden is a very ironic woman, very tender but also very tough. And so I think that she gave the film something that I didn't expect to have before meeting her.
Forever waves of Now, what do you mean you're not going to college at all?
Not particularly interested in, and I stand the idea of spending 4 years in close quarters with college students.
Oh, what's so bad about college students?
Yeah, they are dysfunctional. I think that maybe 20, 30 years ago they would have been considered really dysfunctional. But now, having parents who have been divorced multiple times, you know, have had different marriages, and a dad who wants to get plastic surgery and stuff. That, you know, that's not uncommon.
This is not the first time I'm making a film in America. I did the film many years ago called Corrupt with Harvey Keitel and the leader of the Sex Pistols, Johnny Rotten. And when I hired Johnny Rotten, everybody told me, well, don't hire him because you're going to have trouble. I didn't have any trouble. But just to answer your question, in that film, Johnny Rotten was exactly like the character he was supposed to play, no? A very strange and weird boy, listening to music, isolated. So I would say that the same happened to me with Toby Regbo. He's very similar to the character of James, and so it was not difficult to deal with him because he just had to play himself. And the difference between him and actors such as Ellen or Marcia is that they have the experience of the creativity, while Toby has an experience of creativity. But this matches, and I think it gives the film a quality that I think make a good film.
Everyone's got a rhythm of their own. I don't have one. I can see everyone moving to that beat, you know? Gotta go now, gotta get there, here.
You wanna come outside for a joint?
Laughing, dancing, whatever. And
Do you want to dance?
no,
Later? Promise?
no. All I hear is silence.
He's got a universal quality to him because he's at the age of 18, going through what most teenagers go through, leaving school and not knowing what to do, whether to go to university or go to college, get a proper job, try and succeed, and that can be paralyzing and scary to suddenly be in the real world and have to make basically the choices that are going to dictate how your life is going to go.
The story is set in New York. I think it's a typical New Yorkese environment. The parents of James are typical of a Wall Street businessman and lawyer. The mother, who has an art gallery, is typical of New York. So I would say that New York is one of the leading role of this film.
You're a loner.
Some minor defect in the most hidden recesses of the second chromosome in my DNA that makes me different.
Some girls like loners. You want to dance?
What a fucking weirdo, man. Look at you. Hey, hey, Sveck, you're gonna have to come back to the room sometime.
Well, I would say that the festival should think about themselves. I think that in this era where internet is so important, it changes all the rules, I think that filmmaking will change very shortly. So also festivals should change. They should try to be more appealing to young people. At the moment, all the festivals, Miami is a very good one, all the festivals are more oriented toward an adult audience, and I think they should try to explore the new world of youth's interesting.
I've never been to the film festival before, and this is amazing. This is like cartoon water. It's like it's been painted. It's so beautiful. I wear Hawaiian shirts at home.
Okay.
Just because it's difficult to feel upset when you're wearing a Hawaiian shirt. But now, I literally couldn't be happier. I got ill on the plane because the air conditioning is so cold. And like by the time I got there, was all shaky and feverish, and this has completely got rid of any sickness, any kind of. It's so cold in London.
Really, right now?
It's so cold. I think we're going to get more snow this week, and I'm going back there today, which is a real shame. You can't see this. There's an infinity pool there. People are walking around in bathrobes. This hotel is a bit like rehab because everyone wears like white bathrobes, and the guys who work here wear like lab coats, and there's like little bits of fruit and water everywhere that you go. And
My parents think I'm crazy. But if I'm crazy, what the hell is everyone else?
This place is wicked. This place is really good, and the film festival is amazing as well. And the thing that I like.
Somebody else is leaving for London.
Yeah, I'll be on that guy later. The thing that I like about the festival, and the thing that is good about our film that's here, is that it's a meeting in the middle of a whole bunch of different places and cultures and nationalities and stuff. We got Italian production, and I'm an English actor playing an American in New York, and it's over here in Miami with a whole bunch of Spanish and Brazilian, Mexican, French, English, Portuguese, films from everywhere, and that's what's great about this place.